Hi, we're going to work on single leg dumbbell deadlifts today, starting at the very most basic, which doesn't involve any weights at all. A single leg dumbbell deadlift is an exercise to help your glute medius especially and your hip stability. If you've got a weak glute medius, you're not going to be able to hold this hip up and level. When it's unweighted, you're going to find that your hip drops down like that. If your hip drops down like that, you're going to be prone to kicking yourself. You're going to be, on your swing through, you're going to be prone to IT band problems and pronation in your foot. That's going to make your foot hurt. It's going to make anything like a bunion here hurt more. You're going to be prone to all manner of pains in the knees, but especially wrapping around the outside here. So, a single leg dumbbell deadlift would be a weighted exercise, but to first learn, what you have to learn is to hold your hips level. So as you come forward, you're not dropping your hip in, you're not turning it up. You're keeping your hips level. So now they're going to be level with the floor, as if I'm lying on a table with this leg here hanging off. You can hold your arms out like an airplane if you want to. I like to do that. You don't want to drop down. You don't want to come up. You want to be level. So that's why the arms out like this is a good cue. However, if you have balance trouble when you're learning, if this is difficult for you, what you want to do to learn is find something like a wall, the edge of a table, a counter, just a conveniently located bar in my gym, and face it, okay? And come forward and reach for it. And here I have my hands on it. I'm still going to try to come down to level. Still try to feel for not dropping or coming up. Try to keep your hips as level as you can. And then come back up so your knee's driven up. When you get to the point where you can stop touching the bar and come up and balance on one leg, and come back out without falling down and without having too major of a wobble. If you have a little of this, it's okay. Sometimes people have a little wobble as they find their balance, and that's fine. But if you're having to put your foot down still, keep doing them this way until you don't have to. Once you're good at those, you are ready to progress them to weight. This is my little weight. You don't want to progress to weight until you're good at holding your balance. The weight does not go over the leg you're standing on because that will tend to turn you sideways, okay? Leg goes in this hand over here to help hold me level. I'm going to come down, and then I'm going to bring my knee up. See, as if I'm in a running form. Not this, but like running. This is how you run, right? So with everything, you're still using something that's closer to running form. You're going to come down, level hips, not dropped over, not turned up, level, and up. Now the other progression that you're going to need to make, besides the weighted version, will be the wobble board version. For the wobble board version, you have to first be able to balance on the wobble board on one foot and tilt it around a little bit. This should all be comfortable for you. When this is comfortable, and again, you can get back in front of a bar or a wall. You just can't with the weight. Get on this, have your thing to check your balance if you're uncomfortable. So if you start to have all this happening, you've got something to tap. Get stable, come all the way down, come up. So you should get where, again, this is an easy thing to do. And when this is easy, you're ready to get on the wobble board with the weight, which is the ultimate goal. Because when you're running down a hill, the extra force of landing is hitting your foot, and you hit a rock, and your foot tilts under you, you're either going to get hurt or you're going to be fine, depending upon how much hip stability you have, all right? Especially when you're tired later in a race. So the extra weight is like coming downhill or like being tired in a race, or just the nighttime when you don't see well. And the only other thing about this wobble board is you'll notice we're on carpet here. It makes it a lot easier to use. This is my board I often use when I'm actually doing them. As you'll be able to see, even just in video, this is a lot tippier. I've got a lot more range here. I can tilt it further over. It's shakier. So if you're learning, you may want to learn on carpet. But if you're staying only on carpet, as you're progressing and you're running, you are going to limit yourself a little bit. So having a board or a hard floor is going to be your final step in difficulty. Here's another important thing. Don't try to do, especially when you're learning, but even now I don't. I do 6 a side at most in a row. Don't try to do one side and do your sets and get off and just keep finishing off this one side. We all have a weaker side. So if I have a side that's weaker and I get on and I come forward and I've got this happening, or I can't get down quite as far because my hamstring's tighter on this side, anything like that, I do 5 or 6 on my bad side. Maybe I even find that I have to touch my foot because the weight is throwing me off. Just try your best. But when you switch sides to your good side after 5 or 6 of them, and then you switch back to your bad side, what you'll find is your bad side has actually learned from your good side. It's a thing. Your body learns from itself. So don't try to just do your good side a whole bunch, or don't try to just do one side a whole bunch. Do 5 or 6 reps, switch to the other side. You can do more sets if you want more volume, but don't try to do longer sets. Doing too much on one side all in a row is more likely to get you an imbalance. You're a runner. You need to be very balanced side to side, or you're going to be an injured runner.